Hey guys, welcome to Badaboom. I'm Troy. Today, we're going to be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. So, this is going to be a spoiler video. There's going to be tons of spoilers here. So, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. If you want to learn for yourself, or if you've already seen it, keep watching. So, I have to say, this is definitely a win for Marvel, and kind of a loss. But we'll get into that here in a little bit. A win, for sure. There's been so many movies that have come out that I've wished were a bit funnier or, a little bit similar to the humor of Idiocracy or Accepted. Those were hilarious movies to me growing up. And in Deadpool and Wolverine, we got that same top tier level of comedy where it's funny, it's a little bit of a parody, but there's also like a hint of seriousness and truthfulness and some like small life lessons in there. And oddly enough, even though there's a ton of swearing and tons of sexual references and a rated R movie, it's like kind of wholesome a little bit at times. So it's a really good movie in that regard. In regards to what they did with the Fox universe, it's incredible. Biggest spoiler, if you want to just turn it off now, I'll give you a second. But biggest spoiler for me, and when I saw this, I was like, no way, was when Chris Evans is back as Johnny Storm. That blew me away. They have a really great reveal. Chris Evans is great and just slips right back into that character. And I never thought we would see him back in the MCU, and this feels kind of like MCU adjacent, oddly enough, but still like so good. So good having him back on the screen. Maybe there's a path for other people to come back in the future as well too. But just him being in this alone, loved it. His parts were amazing. There are other great cameos in there too. Having Wesley Snipes come back as Blade, getting Elektra back, X-23 Laura. We did get some spoilers about her coming back like in the trailers, which I'm a little bummed about. But the amount of cameos that came after that, I was like, whew. That's okay. I'm okay with that. If this is what you had to get more people in the theater, fine. Because some of these other cameos were way better. And the fact that, we got to see Channing Tatum as Gambit, the fact we got to see it is hilarious. And they're doing it to be funny and have some sort of parody with it. But I'm also like, I don't think I ever want to see that again just of how badly he performed it, which again, I know is just for kicks, but still, it was great. All the cameos that they threw in there from the Fox universe and kind of wrap that up of trying to bring everything into the Marvel universe was great. The way they used the TVA, very clever. Some of these characters, we haven't really seen before, like Nova, Cassandra Nova, but I was like, yeah, it's whatever, it's fine. The rest of the story is there. Deadpool's great, Wolverine's great. The amount of humor that I feel like Ryan Reynolds brought as multiple versions of himself in the film was great. So, if this movie's so great, why do I kind of think it's a loss? Well, it's definitely a win for Marvel in the fact that a lot of people are going to go see it. It's a fun movie, and I would definitely go see it again. But where kind of is a loss? Well, we've seen some marketing aspects from Kevin Feige where he says this is a movie that's going to bring mutants into the MCU. And we don't really kind of get any hint that actually kind of happens. Yeah, we see the timelines and there's multiple versions of them and there's lots of different Wolverines out there, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, Henry Cavill does a cameo as Wolverine. Didn't think I would love it as much as I did, but I 100,000% love it. Need more of that. But we don't get really any introduction into how mutants are going to join the main timeline. The closest thing we actually have to that happened to Miss Marvel. So, or not Miss Marvel, the Marvels. So, what are we going to do with everything that kind of happened in this movie? Everything stays in Deadpool's timeline, which isn't the timeline everything else kind of happens in. And they even say, hey, we're kind of sick of doing this multiversal saga. Everything kind of sucks. Let's just stick to one thing. Great humor, but there's also a bit of truth to that too. What's going to happen next? I thought at the very end of the movie, we're going to see Deadpool will be back, or, the Wolverine will be back, or something like that in some other movie. And we got nothing. The movie just ends inside Deadpool's own universe. And yeah, they give him the chance to move into the main universe throughout the movie. but he turns it down to stay in his own universe. So how is he going to be in future films? It could be something they answer pretty easily in future films, just being like, oh yeah, we just brought him over, or yeah, here's the TVA, blah, blah, blah. But there's no promise and there's no guarantee that any mutants or Deadpool is going to be in future MCU projects from this movie. No indication in this movie of where Deadpool will show up next. That could be by design for some great cameos or surprises or unique storylines, but I have no idea where mutants are going to come from this movie alone. I only have an idea because of the Marvels. So that's where I think it's a loss. There was a lot of hype in this movie. Kevin Feige had a lot of hype in different interviews saying this is going to connect the mutants. And yeah, we do get to have mutants like Wolverine. He's in this movie. He's a mutant. It's part of an MCU now. But like, it's not a part of the main timeline. So when are we going to see more mutants? I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out soon in the next Marvel project or later at San Diego Comic-Con, because that's currently going on now. So it's possible that they're making more announcements in Hall H at this moment. So we'll have to wait and see. But what did you guys think? Did you enjoy the movie? Did you think it was as good as I did? At least as funny as I did? Are you going to see it again? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, bada boom!